I was at Tux for 4 years. I studied for 4 years, and I went to Scotland in 2022 to go play club cricket there, and that's probably when I really fell in love with the game. Like again, at Tux, I was struggling a bit with my batting form. I was bowling very well, but I was struggling with my batting form. And when I went to Scotland, my batting just picked up again. Played freely. And then when I came back, I just sat down with my parents. Something happened I didn't get selected for a team at Tux, and then I sat down with my parents. I was like, okay, we need to make this decision here. Um, am I going to get an agent and try to move, or I'm going to try and stick longer in the Titans system and hope to play for the Titans? And yeah, through a lot of praying and stuff, we went to go see my dad's friend, who's my current agent now, and signed with him. And he said, yeah, we'll see what we can get and stuff. And literally, like, I think the transfer market was closed already. And he just phoned me and he said, listen, I got an HP offer for you to go to the Knights. Check your WhatsApps. And I just remember, like, it was like almost one of the best feelings ever, because took it probably took me a minute to sign that HP. I didn't even care how much they gave me. It was just like, this is an opportunity I've been waiting for since I've been 18 years old. I signed it straight away. I didn't even discuss it with my parents. I literally phoned them afterwards. I said, I signed a contract with the Knights on an HP. Like, I'm starting in like middle of June. And they were like so excited and stuff like that. So that's how the Knights thing came around, basically waiting super long for that to come around. And yeah, when it came, it was just a overwhelming feeling of emotion and happiness. So that's how that journey basically started, just to get there.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Stumped with me as always, CS Chiwanza. And joining me today is one of the most outstanding all-rounders in the country, Dian Forrester. Dian, welcome and thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic. Suppose the first question is, has the dream always been to be an all-rounder?
Yes, 100%. I think since I was very, very little, my dad always wanted me to be a pure all-rounder, can bat in any spot in the team, can bowl anywhere. And yeah, it's just been since I was little installed in me to be an all-rounder and always achieve that Jock Cullis level of all-rounder. So it's always been a dream, and it's been amazing to fulfill it so far.
Hmm. I remember in our aborted recording, you mentioned the holding the pose and you know, when your dad was training you. Can you please take me back to that time?
Yeah, so my dad was very like, I don't know how to say it, particular with his training methods. So we had a net at our old house, and every Sunday it was like clockwork. 4 o'clock, we both walk outside and we start eating balls. And he used to love how Jock Cullis kept the pose. And so when he hit in the nets, he would always tell me, keep it for 3 seconds, and then you're only allowed to play the next ball. So it was so in like it was so normal for me to, when I was little, just like bat in the nets, hold the pose for 3 seconds, and then only face the next ball. So I think that's where his love for Jock Cullis almost like came to me. And yeah, obviously I'm left-handed and Jock is right-handed, but my dad just loved the way he was batting, and he just really wanted me to like focus on staying in the shape.
Hmm. And are there any other memories from back then? Like, okay, there was your father in the net. What about school cricket, backyard cricket, cricket with friends? What did that look like?
So I had an awesome childhood. Like I said, the cricket net was so nice to play like backyard cricket. And one of my friends growing up with, who's playing for Kimberley now, Morne Venter, he stayed like 500 meters away from me when we still lived in Polokwane. And I used to go to him all the time. Like, he was like my hero growing up. So I used to play with him and use all the friends. And we used to tape tennis balls and like to get it to swing more and stuff like that. So it was so competitive, and because they were 2 years older than me, I was always like the younger guy. Like I had to like make sure like I'm doing well to get a back chance and stuff like that. So that I would say probably my most favorite memory growing up in the backyard, just because like I knew they were always coming hard at me and stuff like that. We were in different schools, so yeah, I used to love that. That's probably one of my favorite memories growing up. And then also my younger brother, playing with him in our own backyard, just making so many rules and like learning different shots because like I had to make it easier for him and harder for myself. So yeah, no, it's been that's probably my favorite ones.
What were some of the rules that you made to make things easier for your brother but tougher for you? I want to get a picture of, how fair you were as an older sibling.
So one what's it, one hand, one bounce didn't count for my brother. So he's only 3 years younger than me. So that didn't
Mhm.
count for him, but when I batted, it counted for me. And like our net was nice and big, so we had nice backyard. So it was probably like I would say a 15-meter net, and then our backyard was also like we had a bit of space to bowl, like a run up and stuff. So we said if you hit the ball directly over, you out. But for my brother, if he hit it directly over, I gave him 12 runs. Just because like I really wanted him to hit the ball and give me a catch so I can get him out. But and then the other rule was I was not allowed to bowl seam. I only had to bowl spin, and my brother was allowed to throw the ball. So he can stand close and chuck me and try and hit me and everything. So that always didn't happen because when he hits me a few times, I would get annoyed and then I start bowling also quicker to hurt him. But yeah, that's probably like the few rules that I can remember now.
And you mentioned Monet, Penta, who he might have a different recollection, but who always had the upper hand after all has been said and done? Who came out tops?
Oh, 100%. I did. 100%. Um, I'm so competitive. It's like I would not leave the the net until like I've won or stuff like that. I asked my mom, where does like this competitiveness come from?
So, school. What was school cricket like for you?
Do you want me to start at primary or like just going straight into high school?
Let's start with primary. How was that journey? Who did did you enjoy it? Did So okay, let me rephrase
Yeah.
that. So, what was your primary school cricket like? I know a lot of guys, are not really where they can say competitive at primary school. But what was your journey like at primary school?
Yeah, it was amazing. So I grew up in Limpopo, Polokwane, and I went to the primary school there, Pietersburg Oos. So we were a very, very competitive school compared to like the Pretoria schools and stuff like that. And there was a academy which I joined from a young age. And but yeah, primary school cricket was very, very fun. It was super nice and very competitive. We used to play in this tournament called Super 12, where you basically play against all the big schools from Limpopo, Gauteng, and Northerns. And yeah, we used to like come second in that, third in my final year. So yeah, it was very competitive. It wasn't like almost like a walkover every single game. So yeah, I loved it. Like I had flipping nice friends there. We were a very talented cricket group, so that also makes it a lot easier going to the big tournaments and winning there. But yeah, looking back, I wouldn't have want to go to a different primary school. Like it was so nice. Like got to play a lot of sports, which is good. I think as a kid you need to play a lot, but yeah, primary cricket was very, very fun.
And what about secondary? And where did you go?
So I went to the high school there, Pietersburg Hoërskool, till about grade 10. And then, yeah, I made a move to go to Affies in Pretoria. Um, it was just about cricket opportunities. I had a very, very good under 15 week. I was player of the week there, and then a few schools reached out to my dad, and then ultimately I decided to go to Uffies, and that was probably the best choice I could have ever made. So I have so much time to talk about Uffies and the cricket there. So yeah, I was very, very fortunate to go there, and I absolutely loved every second of that.
Let's talk about Afis and the cricket there because I like Afis. I enjoy the culture, and I know a few coaches there. Who was your coach? I assume it was Dion Botes.
Yeah, so Dion Forrester was my coach. I was not actually thinking of going to Uffies. I was more leaning towards Waterkloof, and then we played against Uffies in a T20 game. And Dion Forrester came to my dad and he said, "Listen, like if he stays here, it's not going to work out for him. Like he's not going to get the same opportunities. Come have us look at the school, we'll take him on a tour, and then make a decision after that." So yeah, when I got to that tour, I literally said to my dad when he got back in the car, I was like, "Yeah, sign up. Like, I want to come now. Like, this is it. Like, this is definitely the school I want to go to." We didn't even go for a school tour at Waterkloof. So yeah, for Office is yeah, it was an amazing school. Like, like you said, like there's so much time to talk about them and like the culture and the type of players they have and stuff. So yeah, and the coach is also absolutely amazing.
And from a cricket perspective, you get to a school that produced AD, Faf, Jacques Rudolph, and a few other people that I cannot name from the top of my head, but there's quite
Yeah.
a few of them. Superstars. How was that? You know, the feeling of you standing where they stood.
Yeah, I think in school you don't actually realize it. You're just so happy to be playing and like playing for the first team. So like it's such a proud thing in the school to play first team because like in just my age group we were 320 kids. We had like 7, 8 teams, and then when you get to the first team, obviously it's grade 11 and 12 together. So it was just more proud thing to like play for them, and then after school you like look back and they're like, "You're okay." Like Faf played here, AB played here. It's actually like more. There's actually so much more history when you realize looking back when you were actually a kid. Because yeah, like I said, like when you're 16, you don't actually think about oh, like how cool would it have been. Like AB was here also and stuff like that. You just like flip. I'm playing first team. This is amazing, and you just want to make your like yourself proud and the school proud.
And what was your first team debut like at Afis?
Um, It was it was very average. It was very average. We came actually to play here in Potch against like Potch Folkies, and we played a warm up match. And I think I batted three. I got 18, and I bought like 5 overs, no wickets. It's very very like I said, average day out of the on the park. So yeah, but not nothing special to remember on that debut.
Mm. As an all-rounder, now when you're more mature with your game, you're still learning about it, but there's more maturity. It's 10 years on. How does it feel when you do not perform as you would like with the bat and the wickets don't come with a ball? What goes through your head when those things happen?
Yeah, I think it's easy to start doubting yourself. Um, And doubt does sometimes creep into your mind. I think the biggest thing that I try to do is like, especially after the game, if I had a bad day, I try to like sit in the change room. I have like 10 minutes to myself where I really just like almost process the game, go over everything, what happened, what I could have done better, maybe decision making better fields, and then I try to let it go when I get out the change room. It's like I said, like in cricket, if you're not mentally fresh the whole time, when you start dwelling on bad performances, the next game you're so worried about not scoring last week, you're not actually focusing on the ball this time or focusing on what your captain needs when you're bowling. So it's a work in progress. Sometimes I sit there for 10 minutes, sometimes it's 40 minutes, sometimes it's 5 minutes, but I try to make it a point of myself just to like really switch off after the game because I can't do anything about it. I can't go and change it again and like go bat again because I'm sitting here on the side watching my friends bat. So there's nobody to be upset about. So I just try to put those doubts as quickly to bed as I can and start focusing on the next game as quickly as I can.
This approach, this wisdom, because it takes a lot of maturity to reach that stage where you are, where you process and you make peace with the performance so that you're fresher next time out. Is it something that you discovered along the journey, or did someone sit you down and tell you, you know what, you spend too much energy worrying about things? Sometimes when it's done, it's done.
Um, yes, definitely a bit of both. I think through trial and error, I started realizing it that I'm spending too much energy thinking about the game, worrying about the game. But I'm also a big person on I love self-reflection. I love getting better the whole time, looking back on what happened in that game. Why did I score 100? What was I doing that week in my prep? So self-reflection is massive for me. That really helped me just become aware of like I'm thinking too much of the game, I'm worrying too much of the game, and also Coach JP at the Knights was a massive influence on me. The just the way he talked about the game, the way he backed me, the way like it was always a positive chat. He always used to tell me like he used to call me Buddha. If you want to hit the first ball for six, hit the first ball for six. I'll back you. Just make sure it's the right option. And he used to always come to me during the net and stuff if I want to hit extra balls because I always used to go to him if I wanted extra balls. He used to tell me, "It's like, are you hitting like extra now because you're worried, or you want to hit to get better now?" And I was like, "No, it's probably more just I want to get my head still and stuff." And he's like, "Okay, like I'll throw for you to a bit, but then we stop. Like you trust your prep, trust your game plan, and go play now." So he was very big on that, especially mentally, just to help me realize like I'm worrying too much off the field about playing in a week's time. Like I need to be mentally fresh. So he was very, very good in that for me. Especially like I've only played for 2 years and I've 2 years I was with him. So he's been amazing for me in that.
And how did the move from, because you went Limpopo and then the Titans Union, how did the move to the Knights happen?
Yeah, I was at Tux for 4 years. I studied for 4 years and I went to Scotland in 2022 to go play club cricket there. And that's probably when I really fell in love with the game. Like again, at Tux, I was struggling a bit with my batting form. I was bowling very well, but I was struggling with my batting form. And when I went to Scotland, my batting just picked up again, played freely. And then when I came back, I just sat down with my parents. Something happened I didn't get selected for a team at Tux, and then I sat down with my parents. I was like, okay, we need to make this decision here. Um, am I going to get an agent and try to move, or I'm going to try and stick longer in the Titan system and hope to play for the Titans? And yeah, through a lot of praying and stuff, we went to go see my dad's friend, who's my current agent now, and signed with him. And he said, yeah, we'll see what we can get and stuff. And literally, like I think the transfer market was closed already, and he just phoned me and he said, "Listen, I got an HP offer for you to go to the Knights. Check your WhatsApps." And I just remember like it was like almost one of the best feelings ever because took it probably took me a minute to sign that HP. I didn't even care how much they gave me. It was just like this is an opportunity I've been waiting for since I've been 18 years old. I signed it straight away. I didn't even discuss it with my parents. I literally phoned them afterwards. I said I signed a contract with the Knights on an HP. Like I'm going. I'm starting in like middle of June, and they like were like so excited and stuff like that. So that's how the Knights thing came around. Basically waiting super long for that to come around, and yeah, when it came, it was just a overwhelming feeling of emotion and happiness. So that's how that journey basically started, just to get there.
And the settling in, the settling in at the night, how did that take? Did it take you long? Who sort of held your hand when you got there and made you feel more at home outside of the management stuff, but more on the player side?
Um, yeah, I would say like the beginning was quite tough for me. Just because I was staying quite like I was staying by myself. I didn't really know the guys, and I didn't really know what to do there. So I was playing a lot of golf just to try to keep myself busy. And then when I got too closer with the guys, my one good friend Nathan Rue, we started getting closer. They opened paddle courts at Bloom, and I was like, let's go play paddle. Like, let's go see how it is. And when we started playing paddle, that transition became easier for me off the field. Because in the beginning, I was quite isolated with myself, just because that's the type of person I am. I like, I don't know, I don't like doing like too many outdoorsy things. I like staying busy, but uh, so yeah, he made it so much easier for me off the field, just like keeping busy, chatting with them, getting excited when I go to training, catch up with them, how's he doing and stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely made it a lot easier for me. And then when everyone came back, that it was so much easier because then I had a few friends from school that I played against. So it was just like a roller coaster. Then it was just like, okay, I have things to do now. It's not like I'm by myself anymore.
And then Northwest, when they came courting you, what was the processing that happened in your head when you're considering what they were offering and whether to live the nights or not?
Uh, yeah. So this move to the Northwest, this was purely a cricketing decision for me. It was obviously very hard to leave them, because like Coach JP gave me my opportunity to play there, and I'm really fond of the franchise. But I wanna I wanna play for South Africa, and by doing that, I feel like I need to play in Div One. I want to be tested by the best franchise players and showcase my talents. So when the yeah, it was also like a nice long process to wait for the Northwest Dragons to actually approach me. So one of my good friends now, Vian Libbe, who's the captain here, he sent me a message literally when the market opened. He was like, "Listen, how's it going?" And I was like, "Oh yes, here we go. I'm gonna get an offer from the Dragons now." And he literally said like 2 minutes later, he was like, "I just want to clear up. Like I'm reaching out as a friend. We don't want to sign you. You're not on our radar." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Like that sucks. That would have been amazing if this was like the first day of the transfer season to be signed straight away." Um, and then yeah, like started chatting with Coach JP. We didn't know if the Knights were staying up in Div 1 or Div 2. So we were chatting the whole time. I was getting ready for Bangladesh for the SA Emerging Tour. So I didn't try to give too much of my attention to Div 1, Div 2. I tried to leave that to my agent. Um, and then like literally it was so strange. Like the team that was interested, they like shut me down. They were like, no, they're not interested anymore. Then the next team, like the next day, fell away. Another team fell away, and this team that fell away. And I'm like sitting there at home, and I'm like, how is this possible? Like, what's happening here? Like, I don't know, understand. Like, and then my agent phoned me on a Friday night, like 7 o'clock. I'm sitting there at home, and he's like, listen, yeah, we got an offer, and are you up for a challenge? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's going to be a proper challenge to go there. And I was like, okay. And I was like, is it Div 1? He's like, yes, it is. And I was like, I'm signing. And I literally looked at my phone. He sent me the contract, and I was like, yeah, perfect, Chris. I'm definitely going. Yeah, I'm super happy. And that's basically how the Dragons came into the play, from not wanting to sign me in the beginning to I eventually signing with them. So I was very happy.
You did well for the emerging side, I think. The one stat that I remember is that you scored a half century in one of the emerging sides matches. Which one was your favorite match for the emerging side?
Yeah, obviously the game where I scored the 90, the 96 not out. That was an awesome innings. Looking back, it was the game was such a nice wicket to play on. We were going there thinking we're gonna get nice and turning wickets, gonna be slow, and then yeah, they surprised us. They gave us absolute flat wickets in the white ball series. So I think so. Like looking back, I think I was like 10 of 24, 10 of 25, and I was like, flip, I'm struggling to get away here. Like, I need to make a move. And then I tried to hit the right arm offie and I inside edge it for one. And then I was like, okay, no, like I need to go here. And then the next over, luckily enough, they bowled a left arm offie and I took him down for, I think, 22 in an over and it just kickstarted my innings and I didn't look back. So that was amazing. You just get into a zone where you just know what the bowler's thinking, and doesn't matter what he's thinking. You're like, I'm gonna hit you for six, like, or I'm gonna hit you for four. Yeah. So that was my favorite game. Looking back at Bangladesh, just how fun it was in the moment and how amazing it felt, and then the bowling experience. Oh my word, the crowd. So there was like 4,000 people there, but it felt like 50,000 people. That's how loud it was when we were bowling. Like if they had a six or a four, you can't hear your slip fielder next to you. Like that's how loud it was. So that was an amazing experience, and to win it at the end of the game, like when they were cruising. So that was that's my favorite one of the whole tour. Looking back.
And what's that feeling? Because unfortunately, back home, we domestic matches don't get a lot of crowds. You know, there's always one or two. Maybe it's family, maybe it's friends, maybe it's someone who's bored. And then you play in front of 4,000 people. The contrast, how does that make you feel as an athlete?
Yeah, I think that's my first time experiencing the like a big crowd, and like coming back here where obviously there's no big crowds and stuff. You don't actually pay too much attention to it. I think if it really bothers you, then you'll find an issue with it. But if you just know like actually what you're going out there to play for, then a crowd or no crowd doesn't make like a difference, because like ironically with 4,000 people there, I didn't hear them when I was batting. Like I was just watching the ball. You're such in a zone. You almost switch off from the crowd. So if there's 4,000 people or 20 people here, it doesn't make a big difference for me. I'm so in a my own little bubble. I like to say when I'm batting that if I yeah, it doesn't make a difference. I just love playing. That's my biggest thing. And obviously a crowd is amazing because when you get to a 50 or 100, you actually like take in what's happening, how many people's there, they're cheering for you. But yeah, if you have the right people there in the crowd, it doesn't make a difference. So that's it's never something I've like makes me sad if there's not a lot of people, but yeah, it's just the right people there, then I'm happy.
Did you watch the auction, or did you find out later, maybe from your agent or someone, that you had been picked?
So I did watch the auction. I went to go play golf with the three other guys here from the Dragons to stay busy. And then when I got back home, I went to go fetch my girlfriend's brother. He's working here in Potch, so we were making dinner because I was like, I can't watch this alone. I need to have someone around me to stay busy after the golf. So I picked him up, and yeah, I said to him like, yeah, I'm gonna put it on the TV. Like, I want to watch, but just like be around me. Like, I don't want to like just sit and watch the whole time and zone out. Like, let me cook and stuff like that. And then with the all-rounder set coming up finally for me, like the whole day, I said to my agent, I messaged him, I was like, I'm not nervous for some reason. Why am I not nervous? And then when my set was about to come up, it's like my heart dropped. And I was like, okay, flip, it's actually happening now. So no, I did watch it. My agent tried to tell me, he's like, don't watch it, I'll phone you. And I was like, no, there's no chance. I need to see my name come up. I want to see, I want to see if I get drafted or not. So yeah, no, it was very nice to have someone at least. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I mean it's you will be in for big crowds again. it's and how are you? Do you have any preparations that are T20 aligned, or is your training just in general?
No, I like training very specifically. So with the 4 day stuff, I have my own routine for 4 day, and then the T20, I've developed a nice white ball routine, which I love doing. So as soon as we switch over to T20 cricket again, I'm gonna be doing that routine the whole time, making sure like my skills are sharp and stuff. So I feel, yeah, that it comes back to that mentally fresh again. If you know what you're training, how specific you're training, you feel ready for the game. So I'm big on that. My prep's ready. If I go out there and I score a duck, it's fine. I have no excuses because I knew my prep was right. So yeah, no, I think every single player, the more you go up the ranks, the bigger the player are, they'll tell you the more specific you are, the better. So I think I just try to take that also into my game now.
Let's talk about your bowling. What are your variations?
My variations. Okay, so my natural swing is I'm a way swing bowler. Since a young age, I've always been a way swing bowler, and then I have the in swinger. It's a work in progress because it's a bit slower than my outswinger. So guys see it in the air, and then it just tends to block me out. But those are my two, and then I've got a normal off cutter, and I've been working on a nice like little leg cutter for the T20s especially because these days, if you just have an off cutter to a right-handed batsman, if you miss by a centimeter, it's six. So I needed to get something new into my game. So this off season, I started working on having a leg cutter for, especially for white ball cricket. So those are my variations. I'm not too many. I try to keep it very simple because a lot of the times you try to overthink it, but you just need to land the ball sometimes, and then the pitch does it for you. So yeah.
And we did not touch on the Domestic Newcomer of the Year award. Does it have a special place, or is it just one of the awards that you've won in your career?
No, it's very special. I've got this nice book rack here in my room, and yeah, it's next to my Player of the Year trophy from the Knights. They're both standing there next to each other. So every single morning I wake up and I see that, and I'm like, okay, this is amazing. Like I said, to reflect on where I was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and then in such a short space of time, the amount that I've achieved, it just makes you so grateful. And like it reinforces why I'm doing this and why I'm playing. So no, that's yeah, I don't think you can take such a trophy for granted. Yeah, it's something I can only win that trophy once in my whole year, my season. So and I was lucky enough to win it. So no, I'm very happy for it.
Hmm. And when do you consume a lot of cricket content, or when you're not playing, it's as little as possible?
No, I probably am a bit of a badger. I love cricket. So I literally like sit here in my house, like I'll put the cricket on, just watch like England playing against like India, test cricket, just listen to the commentators. So I love reading, so to keep myself busy. So I would like read the book with the test background. And so I would listen while I'm reading, and if it's like, oh, that's actually a very cool topic, I put my book down, I start listening what they're saying. So yeah, I'm very fond of that. I feel because I'm very young, so I can always learn a new trick. What like Joe Root's saying, what he's doing here, what this guy's doing here, just how they're talking about on commentary. Stuart Broad. So yeah, a lot of guys like to get away from the game. I always try to like watch. It's like even though I'm watching, I'm still not like I'm mentally switched off. It's like it's fun for me to watch. If that makes sense. So yeah, I'm definitely more on the Badger side of the cricket instead of the doing nothing.
That's very interesting because you you have two methods of loving the game. One is you love it as a player. You love to express yourself on the field. And then when you're not playing, you're just a fan and you love it from that perspective again.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And
it's yeah.
mm, please go on.
No, no, you can go, go.
And you said you love reading. What sort of books do you enjoy the most?
Self-help books. I love like testing myself mentally, stuff like that, and then biographies. So a player's book. So like I've read Alistair Cook, AB's, Faf, like those type of players, like tennis players' books, any sport related self-help book. I love reading it because I feel like I can relate to what that guy was going through, what mental challenges he's had when he was nervous, when he wasn't doing well. So I love that. And then when I'm playing a game, I try to read like a nice little fiction book because I can't do a self-help book before I go back because then I'm focusing too much on the book. So I read like I would say like a random series like Harry Potter just to keep myself like switched off and stuff like that. So yeah, those are my three categories, and yeah, I love doing that. It's so like relaxing for me to do it. Before before I know it, 2 hours has passed, and I'm like just sitting on the couch, just reading all the time. So yeah.
And what about, okay, in your reading, have you ever come across something that completely blows your mind, so much so that you try to implement it maybe immediately or the next time you have a net?
Um, Maybe not in like a net. I think mentally, yes. I'm reading David Goggins' book at the moment, and just like how like mentally tough he is. I love that because I feel a lot of the times like skills only take you so far, and then your mental toughness has to take over. So there's a lot of times you get to practice and you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to bowl 6 overs today, and I don't want to hit today or do fielding. So I like try to make this switch, be like, come on, like let's get it. Like what an amazing opportunity. Like almost like switch my mind to be like, this is awesome. Like you're gonna hate it either way, but like let's have fun. You could be sitting at home doing nothing. Like you love this. So I think that's probably the from his book that I took away. Just like it's gonna hurt either way. Might as well enjoy it. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I would say from a book so far.
And speaking of mental toughness, cricket is a lot of there's a, there's a few words that are shared in the middle, just to get you off your game. What was the worst that was directed to you?
Yo, the worst like chirp that got me off my game, or just the worst one
Mm.
I've heard. Okay.
Let's go for both.
Okay. So the worst one that got me off my game. Yo, I would probably. I know it's gonna sound a bit cliche, but when people start talking to me, I actually get more into the zone. So I would say like I played against Easterns in my first year when we were Div 2 in the 4-day games, and they were coming super hard at me. And I remember the one guy who was standing at slip, and he was like chirping me the whole time. So that's probably where he got a bit under my skin. Just before lunch, it was like literally like over before lunch, and he turned. He was like, "Ah, I can tell you are never playing Div 1, wada wada, like you suck." And I literally turned away, and I turned back to him. I was like, "You want to put money on it?" Like now, I was like, "Oh, I'm getting like he's riding me." I was like, "You want to put money on it?" And then he like started chirping me again, and then it was lunch, and yeah, Coach JP came to me. He's like, "Whatever was said, like just stay quiet now and go let your bat do the talking." So that's probably the only time I would say a player got under my skin. But like I said, like that switches me on. Like I get better when I do that. And then the worst chirp, um, I'm trying to think now. There's been a few bad ones. Not probably from the professional level, more club level. Um, Yeah, I think like because my surname's Forrester, so this one guy like he thought it's like relation to Forrest Gump, and I was like I'm batting there, and I like missed the ball, and they thought I nicked it, and he walked to me, he's like, "Why don't you just be like Forrest Gump and like run off the crease or something?" But and I was like, "What are you on about? This is no relation to me." So yeah, it's the it's in club cricket where you hear the best chirps because they don't have anything to lose. It's a guy who's in his 30s and he just wants to abuse everyone. So yeah, I think that's probably where you hear the worst chirps and the most hectic ones.
And do you do you take it hard on yourself when you get dismissed in club cricket? You know, there's an old Bali who's going to the office on Monday, and he gets your wicket.
Yes, when I was playing at Tux, I used to hate it. It was the worst feeling when you get there and this old guy's like he's running in. He just wants to play for fun, and he's abusing you. And then he gets you out, and then you sit there on the side, and you like, your coach is gonna come to you now, and it's like, how did this guy get you out? And then you just sit there the whole day, just like, oh my gosh, like a 39-year-old who's just gonna get drunk after the game now. He got you out, so like, well done. Like you hit 1,000 balls every week. He doesn't even train, and he gets you out. So no, it does get under your skin, especially when you're young. When you're young, your ego takes a beating.
I suppose that's the same feeling when he hits you for a six.
Yo, um, yeah, that is also, especially because a lot of them are like back, they bat at the end. So yeah, and then you're like, oh, let's just quickly get a quick wicket, and then he slogs you for a massive six, and then the whole team on the side is going crazy, and then you hear it for the next week from your own teammates, like, yes, but like this guy, remember that six he hit you? So yeah.
You mentioned that there was a brief period of time when you were at Tux when your batting wasn't where you wanted it to be, and then you went to Ireland and it clicked. What do you think happened when you were overseas that made it come together?
So yeah, at Tux, because like Tux is an amazing place because there's so many people there that's very talented. They all want to play professional cricket. So sometimes it comes an illusion because if you go out, the next person can win the game, and then the other person can win the game. Where, as in Scotland, you're the guy. Like if you don't score runs here, your team's probably going to get balled out for 50. So almost that responsibility of like, oh, okay, like I need to make sure we score runs. I need to make sure like I'm here at the end. Um, like I like responsibility. I like being the guy, and I think in Scotland I started realizing that again. I was like, oh, like when I play under pressure, when I feel like I need to score the runs, I get better. I play better, and the lads also there in Scotland were amazing. Just like how fun they were. Like I think in my first innings for the club, I got two. Like a 45-year-old Bali got me out, bowled, and I literally got to the clubhouse. I'm sitting there after the game. We won, luckily, and one of the locals comes to me. He's like, "Listen, lad, I just want to know, like, what are we paying you for? Like, why are you here?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You scored 2 runs. Like, I can score 2 runs." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm sorry." And he just started laughing. He's like, come sit you with us." Like, so they made it so much easier to like fail. They were like, they made you like, they laugh about it. They still follow you. So that made it so much easier for me, like to be like, okay, like it's not so serious. Like these guys, they just want to have fun on a Saturday. So if I'm gonna be all serious and like sulky if I get no runs, that's not gonna make it fun for them. So just try to switch my mind to be like, this is for the team, this is for them. I also want them to enjoy it, and that's when I actually like really started loving the game again, like just to play with freedom. So that was the biggest thing that happened with my batting. The freedom made it so much easier to bat. Like, so yeah, that's the biggest thing I can take away from going overseas.
Are you still in touch with the club? Do you still follow their matches?
I do follow them. It's yeah, it's a club I definitely want to go back to one day. It's so flipping cold there. Yo, it's in Aberdeen. It's literally at the coast. So when I got there, I think I landed like early April. I came a bit earlier, and yeah, it's like -2, and like at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, no, this guys, this is unbelievable. Like this sucks. Like, and then the worst is like now it's like summer. On a summer day, it's like 18, and you're standing there like you're still wearing a jumper, and like I'm like, no, guys, like this is flipping cold. So there's definitely, I think one day I'll go back to them, but I do still have contact with a few of them. I follow all their games. I would love for them to just do well all the time, but they're a young club now, so going a bit of a transition phase. But one day, I did tell them I'll definitely come back one day. I just don't know when. So yeah.
Mm. And what were your plans this winter? Did you just stay home and work on your game, or there was no club cricket?
Yeah, so there was so obviously with the new coaches, they all ran their own program here, and so yeah, a lot of like specific batting. So Coach Levo is the batting coach here, and Coach Craig is obviously the head coach and also bowling coach. So every single day you would do a batting session and a bowling session if you're all rounder. But it was so specific, so I loved it. Like this environment has been absolutely amazing. So yeah, with Coach Level, we would have like a chaos theory day. We would do like this type of drill with the batting, and then the bowling would be like this drill. So it's been very specific. We did like 1 week was white ball plans, 1 week was red ball plans. So yeah, the preseason. I know we didn't play a lot of games because there's no club cricket, but it's also nice to just. I felt like this preseason I needed to do like a bit of work, and this was perfect for me. So I'm glad I didn't go overseas this year.
Mm. And how do you react to dismissals? Some guys will want to punch a wall. Some guys, they walk it off. On which side do you lean on?
In my head, I want to punch the wall, but like my out, like I would say it like what I display is like just I try to be like no emotion. Like I would just walk off, sit down, and then I would just like I said, I would just sit there for 5 minutes, and then I'll start padding off, and I'll be like, okay, like you're done talking now. But no, if you get run out, oh my word, then I want to punch something. Like I don't think there's any batsman in the world that can say they calm after a run out. So I would just walk in the change room, and then like the farthest I would go is I would just take my glove and I would throw my glove into my bag. So, but yeah, I see no, yeah, I can't hit my things. I'm too like precious about my bats and my helmet. So it's my dad installed me in that. So, but I think every single batsman is raging inside when he goes out. So yeah.
Your shirt number. There a story behind it, or it's just a number.
Yeah, there is. So I'm changing it to number 7 this year. Um, like 7 is a bit of a testament to my faith and God's story. So when I was 7 years old, I broke my femur playing like rugby. So I had a lot of troubles growing up with my leg. Like my leg wasn't strong enough. I used to run cripple when I was 12, 13. A lot of back issues because I was growing so fast and my leg couldn't keep up. So I tried to, uh, I decided to change it because if God can make me through all these difficulties, breaking the biggest bone in your body, like I can still get on top, I can still walk, I can still do everything. I feel like that was a big testament to Him to be like you said, like if you ask about the story now, like I can tell you, like this is why I'm doing it. So I used to have the number 14. So in the SA20, I'll have 14 again. The 14 was purely, it was the first time I hit 100 and I was 14 years old. So that's why I chose 14. So I was like, okay, if I can add the number 7, I want to use 7. But that's the reason why I'm using 7 now.
it must have been difficult though for a youngster to suffer that injury and then have those difficulties in growing. But then the other thing is sometimes kids can be mean. Were they mean to you because of your injury, or you grew up around better people, kinder people who did not make fun of it?
Yeah, I think I definitely grew up around kinder people. They didn't really make fun of it. A lot of my friends were present that day when I actually broke my femur, so they were like a big support system around me, and yeah, so it was hard. Looking back, I think it was very hard for my parents also, just because like they did have to empty their bank accounts a bit on me, so that was tough for them, I think. But yeah, I had a very good support system. I had, like I said, I had awesome parents. If I needed to go to the physio because I can't run, they would take me straight away. If I needed to see a bio, they would take me straight away. So it's been very fortunate that. And then I never looked at my leg was a problem. It was more,
Mm.
okay, how do I find a way to get stronger? It doesn't matter if I broke my leg, like it's fine now. Like I can still play rugby, I can still do everything. So yeah, it was never a hindrance in my upbringing. So and like I said, I had the right people around me, so it made it so much easier.
Mm. And does it still give you problems now, or it's now just a memory of that time?
It doesn't give me as much problems anymore. Just sometimes my left leg just has to work a bit harder when I'm bowling. So just a bit of like when this leg gets tired, my right leg, I can feel like my left leg is working a bit harder. So it's just very conscious when I do my rehab, like I do like extra for my right leg to get it stronger the whole time. But probably now I'm at the place where there's only like 0.05% difference between the two. So yeah, it doesn't give me like a lot of problems anymore compared to when I was young. So yeah, I'm in a very good space at the moment.
That is a story of resilience. I'm not sure Goggins can can tell you anything when you overcome something like that.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing story. So I'm very like I don't know why it happened, but I'm very fortunate. So yeah.
And have you had, because particularly with bowlers, you guys, particularly sim, you guys tend to get injured because it's an unnatural thing that you do. It's you're contorting your body to throw a ball.
Yeah.
It's not natural. So it comes with injuries. Have you had any other injuries that have sort of kept you on the sidelines for a bit?
Yes. So I tore my right ankle playing football, ironically. Um, we were doing a warm up, and yeah, like I tried to like catch the ball, and as soon as I tried to turn, my ankle just rolled. And yeah, like I made it so much worse because I'm so stubborn. I was like, no, this thing is fine. I went into the nets. I took two painkillers. I bowled 6 overs. And then I phoned my dad. I was like, "Listen, Dad, I think something's not lucky here." And he was like, "Okay, go see the physio and hear what the physio has to say." Go. So yeah, then we got there, and I had a grade 3 at the top and a grade 1 at the bottom. So that's my right ankle, and then I had like a small grade 1 tear in my left ankle when I was in matric, but it didn't sideline me. Luckily, the grade 3 sidelined me for like 2 months. So yeah, that was very frustrating.
All right, as we wind down, whom besides Jacques Callis did you look up to as a youngster?
Yeah, Mike Hussey. Mike Hussey, I loved Mike Hussey. Left-handed, so elegant when he was batting, so mental tough. Yeah, like I just when I was young, I didn't really like understand his story, but as I got older, I really understood like what he stands for, and like he was almost the definition of hard work for me. So I looked up to him a lot. He was very humble. He played for my favorite IPL team for CSK. So that's where I actually like got to like him a lot. And then obviously I also loved AB. Like I used to love how he feel that my parents used to say like I used to watch on the couch and like jump and be like I'm AB when I'm jumping. So yeah, those are my other two. But yeah, definitely loved I would say I liked Mike Garcia a bit more growing up.
Whom have you betted with and felt this is my ideal betting partner? If I can bet with anyone, it has to be him for the rest of my life.
You're currently, uh, that's a tough one.
We
Yeah,
can even go into the
you're,
past.
yeah. I'm trying to think now. You. This is a flipping good question, actually. Um, just to like, I would actually say so. Like one of my favorite people to bat with was Pat Buerta at the Knights. Um, he's almost like the opposite player to what I was. Like he's very like hit the gaps, hit fours on the ground. He rotates so well, and that helped me so much because I like hitting like twos hard, and he was also flipping quick between the wickets. So we complemented so well. Then I would get to a quick start. I would be like 20 of 18 balls, and then I can just kick on. So I'd probably say he's my like favorite to bat with. But I'm sure when I get to the SA20 and I'm batting with Faf and them, my this chat will probably change.
Oh, definitely. It will. And on the other side, it's also that one step closer because now you're in the CSK universe. Now JSK, and it's one big family for you as CSK fan.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's amazing. I can't. If there was a team I could have picked, this is the team I wanted to play for, and yeah, I'm so excited. I literally just can't wait for the tournament to get started. I'm like they say, like over the moon.
Mm, Brilliant. Dian, thank you very much. I've had a few laughs and was a bit emotional at certain points, but thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been amazing.